I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
What is going on here, number one?
Engage!
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Slow to impulse speed.
Stay calm, everyone. What is going on here, number one?
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Strange.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I shouldn't be so confident.
I'm picking up an unusual disturbance in the nearby quadrant.
Stay calm, everyone.
I shouldn't be so confident. Engage!
On screen.
What the hell is going on?
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Strange. Make it so.
I don't know.
No response, sir.
Enlarge and identify.
In my opinion, sir, they're gibberish.
I'm picking up an unusual disturbance in the nearby quadrant.
Engage! Move to intercept.
I shouldn't be so confident. Slow to impulse speed.
I would rather outthink them than outfight them.
Slow to impulse speed.
Stay calm, everyone.
I shouldn't be so confident.
Let's investigate. Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough! Engage! Let's investigate. Engage.
Slow to impulse speed.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I would rather outthink them than outfight them.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live in Technicolor from the beautiful Hollywood Hills, California. The show where the total retail price of their advice is $0. This is Timelines Talk. Featuring guest stars. The fact of the matter is, oh my, it's stars and garters. Also featuring, more like Command Dip Suck, look out, it's Automaton 2000. And now, there's no way he gets this intro right. Here's your host, Captain Idol.
Yes, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Timelines Talks, the exclusive #1 premium all-natural show for all things Timelines Talks. I got bugged into saying, yes, call this the natural show, full of 100% preservatives and colours. This week...
All natural when we've got those creepy gifs moving around. You are off your arse. Like, what the hell?
Did you like that? I was
This
definitely...
absolutely unnatural.
Definitely going on the My Heritage sort of train there. That's good. But yes, tonight we have my usual co-host, Stars and Garters. Automaton, unfortunately, had to call in sick this week, so luckily Jenos is here to join us. Welcome back, Jenos. And we have much to talk to you about, actually, because you're a bit of an event superstar, I hear, lately. Is this not true?
This is true. I was able to finish 20th in the most recent rerun event, so
You
very
were
excited about
indeed.
that.
So yes, the previous event, the A Brute Squad, the rerun the rerun that happened after. Oh, we won. Happened after
We
Omega.
won.
So congratulations
We
first
won.
of all. Did we? We all won. Everyone won inside.
We were all winners. It tells you at the end of the event, you won this.
Oh, fantastic. And all I got with this was this ISM. I need a t-shirt. All I won this event and all I got was this lousy ISM. Congratulations
All uncommon
to...
pole stars.
Yes. Oh, God. We'll get onto that later on. But yes, congratulations to AF Captain Benjamin for winning the event. And can we just remark that it was actually a faction event without Michelob at the top. No KM whatsoever in the leaderboards. What's going on? Is it your week off? Are they having some infighting? We need to know the gossip. What's happening? Usually they open the wallet and therefore comes millions of points. But this week they allowed someone else to win, which is fantastic. It's good to let somebody else spend a lot of money for a change. Why am I saying that?
Well, that's the thing. Like, well, I will say this. I used to be in a fleet with Ben, and he's a really nice guy, really cool admiral. He was... I got in through like Automaton 2000 as it happened, so I'm really happy that he won because it wasn't quite certain for a while there. There was a lot of jockeying between #1 and #2, from what I understand.
Yeah, there was a bit of a push coming up from, I believe it's Fantastic at the bottom there, who's with SSR. See a few sort of the usual names. We'll get onto you in a minute, Jenos. Don't worry, we're coming. We're getting there. We see a few usual names. See Tinker Tailor. See Carpe Diem, the usual J lot. See 10F Renard. See him up at the top sometimes. QA Data, good friend of ours of El Marto. We've also got, who's that? Number 20. Oh, it's GBP Jenos Adanian. We've got our previous guest last week, Picard Loves Reds, 23. A few names. Intel Quest from the Discord. Who else we got coming down here? I'm just having a quick look. Roy Kirk, 12-hour trendsetter at 45. And possibly my favourite name in the entire game at number 48, which is J. Smokahontas 420. I don't know who you are, but that's a brilliant name. But Jenos,
snakily getting to people.
Possibly be referring to.
Couldn't imagine.
It's kind of a weird.
Well, 20 minutes past 4 is a really good time of the day.
It is. It's not bad because it's nearly the end of work, and you just want to get home.
Jenos, it's about time for a tea break.
Please tell us, 20 in a faction event. I'm assuming you didn't use any dilithium, you didn't spend any money, if I'm right in thinking. This was all boosts and tokens.
Yes, all boosts, all tokens. I decided I wanted to go far on this because I wanted some copies of Century Nurse Crusher. I originally was planning on going just to top 100. I think that would have been 3 copies, but then I looked at my stash and I'm like, well, I got a whole bunch of these gold doublers. I've got over 300 rental tokens, so I decided I would, after the first day, see where I stood. I was in the teens and 20s all day, so I was sending lots of there were a bunch of 4-seaters. There were only 4 3-seaters, and there were 5 5-seaters, so I was sending almost all the 4-seaters with tokens, with either 9-hour or gold doublers, and I was just using the core 4 with most of the time it was 3-star boosts, but depending on kind of what I needed to do during the day, I was using 4 or 5-star timers. Was able to keep up the pace, which is nice. And I think the last night I sent all 20 with overnight, so that was able to keep me in the top 20. So I was pretty happy about that. And that's my top finish so far. I got the top 25 Chiba, which was cool, which was a 10-pack, which was an all frozen behold. Yay!
But at least it was a behold.
Be thankful you got to choose your pain at least.
Exactly, you got to choose your pain. So I actually.
Oh, we just lost Stars mid-question there.
Uh-oh.
Are you with us, Stars?
To be here.
Oh. Are you there, Stars? No? Hello, you're back.
You can
hear him.
On my screen, I'm completely fine here, so clearly I'm just entering the Bermuda Triangle, even though I'm living in London. So yes, halfway through my question. Thanks very much for that, Discord. So this was a bit of an odd event, because I was looking at, you mentioned there were 5 5-seaters, which is a bit of an anomaly, but whatever. There were a ton of diplomacy and medicine and psi seats, which was really odd considering the bonus crew, which was Chekhov, Tucker, Data, and Wyatt Earp. So I'm curious, how did you get around some of these odd seating choices? Did you just constantly keep on hitting for merits and until you got the right shot configuration, or did you just kind of take that bullet and go for it?
I pretty much used absolutely everything that I could. I know Bones McCoy definitely made quite a few seats. Carlos was a rock star. He was on one of my core seats, and there was a Psi Med seat that he filled, and then I was using a lot of my 5 out of 5 legendaries that weren't on voyages. So Q as God was riding a lot, and by the end I was sending my C crew on voyages. Yeah, I figured it out. It was big base non-bonus crew that was hitting those dip and those med seats for sure.
Yeah. So you're saying it wasn't your multiple duped copies of Claiborne Chekhov?
It wasn't. I did actually I had 2 copies of EV Suit Tucker though, and I thought I was so stupid for keeping him before. He was actually He was a replicator mule for a long time, but then I had 2 of them, so it was awesome.
Everyone laughed at me for so long, but who's laughing now? I have a substandard crusher.
I did. I airlocked the 4 I got from rewards, though, so Skycap is not going to make fun of me too much for keeping a 3rd dupe of PVC Tucker.
He's a very handsome and very heroic Tucker, though. So even if you were going to go for a triple dupe, I wouldn't blame you.
The only one I have 3 duped is Undercover O'Brien. So he seems to come up in events all the time.
Interesting.
It's not the standard 1701 Jadzia or Section 31 Jojo, but you know what? We all have our wants and needs.
We do have our weird quirks in this game.
Pilot has like 8 Section 31.
He does, and I know someone else. A lot of people have a lot of Section 31 Georgios because she is just a bit of an event rerun. Never mind any of the Kirks or the Spocks. No, Giorgio. But she's
a bit of an empress, one might say.
One would. One might say that.
I did build a dupe 3 out of 4 Chekhov though for the event, and I have not airlocked him. I'm hoping to pick up another star and I'll freeze him.
For that next
to build him, and I don't miss the slots, so who knows? They might rerun this again.
So it is possible they have done a triple rerun before, haven't they? Like twice, I think. It was like the Dark Ages McCoy and 1701 Cisco, I think, have both popped up multiple times.
Yeah, and Detective Data's his has been rerun as well plenty of times. And that's an expedition.
They don't tend to be great crew, but if you already have them knocking around your crew quarters, there's no problem with getting another star.
Well, listen, this one was for Frank Hollander, so, people that went for this event went for it because they had a star and wanted to see a shot of him, but,
Well, Western plus costume, then needed a date and a star.
This is the new recurring joke we've been having, is just like any crew that pops up. Used to be any crew, is it a diplomat? No, any crew, is it costumed? Is it costumed? Cue the butterfly.
What is a man if not a sum of all his costumes? I'm sure someone said that.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so well done you for getting that. So how many, you got rank 20, how many, I'm not familiar with the new event structure, and we should actually talk about this new event structure. How many copies of Crusher did you get for rank 20? And I'm going to swap screens
4
and bring
copies.
Up my game
4 copies, God.
That's pretty good.
That's so nice to hear.
And you didn't.
That's such
4
a big
copies, and she's not bad. She's not bad.
And you didn't pay for her. This is essentially all the tokens that you've saved up.
Now, Idle. You look at Jenos. Look at that mountain of a man. Look at that hunk. He doesn't need to pay for any woman.
Especially not a Century woman.
You. Also, Stella is waving you from chat, so better.
There you go. Okay, so just on screen, I've just pulled up my
Stellar.
Just pulled up the event reward. So we've had a change in the event structure, and just like looking at the bottom, it's basically better all the way up. Even if you cannot be bothered with this event and just put a couple of shuttles out, you get $25 dilithium. Like, it's dilithium all the way up the chain, which must make everyone in VIP 0 incredibly happy, because this is now, even if it's paltry amount or just doing anything just to get to, just at the top end of like rank 5,000, that's still 75 dilithium, and that's more regular weekly than I think a lot of free-to-play players are getting. So I'm a huge fan of this new rank structure. But let's look at the sort of the top ranks. I know a lot of people are sort of mourning the loss of those 1 premium portals, the single blues.
Funnily enough, I shit talked those mercilessly last time. Because like, how many breads have you eaten that have come from premium portal singles? And then I think about 3 days later, I got a second star on Protomorphosis Worf through it. So clearly, I need to shit talk them more. But I think on balance, most people are probably quite a bit happier to have the increased amounts of dilithium and all that lovely ISM.
This is the key point, is now with the new reward structure, we're getting a lot more ISM. I think I ranked 300 in the last one, 300 to 400. I got 18,000 ISM, and I'm still like, that is just blown up completely. But I think the main thing is the change to the gold crew amounts you get in the events, because now from rank 750, which in a lot of events isn't that shy up from 1,000 or 1,500. I think there was 100,000 gap in the last one, and that was not that too hard to sail through. But from rank 750, you can now get 2 of the gold. From rank... sorry, just look at the list here because I don't have it memorized yet. From rank 75 onwards, you can get 3. I know a lot of people that would rank 75 just for the premium pull, but now you can get the 3 golds. From rank
I'm pretty
10,
sure, like, the last time I tried to do a big event run, I got, like, rank 70 or whatever, and it was for Age of Sail Wolf, and I think I got 2 or 3 stars. It was like, that was, like, a big thing at the time, and now you can just get that for, like, a much more reduced investment, and that makes a massive difference, because we've brought up the concept of honor debt in the previous thing of, like, this is how much honor you would need in order to maximize these crew, and unfinished crew from events is the number one culprit, because for the longest time, you get 1 copy for the 90% of the rank rewards, and then it's like, and now it's like 3 extra stars. Like, you can finish off these crew in a much quicker amount of time if you want to. Now it's a lot more viable.
I think it's a source of point for Wicked Realm games as well. Like, they're looking at, and there's a common complaint of a lot of people, like, oh, I've got hundreds of bloody 1 of 5 crew just from all these events I'm participating in, and then you look at the 490 packs, and people are going, well, I'm only going to pull on that if I've got a 3-4 star crew that I could just get a couple of easy stars on, whereas if someone's got a 1 of 5, so I can imagine them being a little more generous with event crew and then putting up an LTO or putting up sort of like a 490 pack sort of later on the line will convince more people to sort of invest in that. So it kind of works both ways. It's one of these weird situations where it works both ways for the players and for Wicked Realm games. The players get the opportunity to get more stars for a little less effort or more effort, depending, and I'll get onto that in a minute. And for Wicked Realm games, they've got another point to kind of offer crew in other avenues for, and this is a monetization game for monetization. But I think where we've been everyone's been saying, 1,500, that's kind of your metric. I think definitely 750 is the new 1,500 because like that is just that little extra push for a lot of people to say, I would do my normal effort, but I'll do a little bit more and get 2 stars is a little more appealing than it was before, and I think they've made that just sort of slightly more appealing. But looking up the ranks, I mean, if you're completely insane, top 30 is 4 of them, but even right at the top, 3, 2, 1 is all 5 of the star crew, so it's not just the winner. And I think this applies more for faction events than anything else, where sort of people are more open their wallet. And I think it'll get a little bit less fierce between 3 and 2 and 1, the competition, because essentially you're getting the same thing. I think the only difference is a couple of weeks worth of honor and an extra constellation.
Got to get them constellations. So
can we talk about the constellations in the ranked rewards?
Please do.
Well, I was actually going to ask, so like, what made you like pump for this event? Like, do you just like really like Crusher? Did you really want another costume crew? Like,
I already had Hollander, and I had already ranked and gotten. I ranked top 750 and got. I got Wyatt Earp, 2 out of 5s, and I had 2 Tuckers, and I already had a Claiborne. So I had scads of event crew, even though I only had the 1 gold Tucker, which is the 4 out of 5. What was it, the Vacation Tuckler or whatever, from Ryza. And I own every data, which is awesome. I was thrilled to be able to throw all the datas out there. So it was the abundance of crew. It was that I hadn't really taken a deep run in a faction for a very long time. The last one I think I did was the Mama Burnham one, which DC Pilot was number 2 on.
Nope, we just lost stars.
Did we lose stars?
We lost stars.
He'll come back.
He'll come back.
Yeah, but you're here, so that's good. I had like 300 tokens, so I really, it was a good time to do it. I wanted to see what the constellations would look like as well once I got them. Unfortunately, none of the 5 rarity constellations had a legendary Polestar or 5-star Dragon Ball. But, I had the resources. I wanted to give it a shot, and, it's not the worst time to get 4 out of 5, and I figured I could parlay that into the next event. And lo and behold, we have an awesome Culber coming up.
Absolutely.
Spoiler.
Just to hold on there. Stars, your camera's not loading again. We had this pre-show.
I started...
Yeah.
I restarted Discord before we came on here, because I was like, Discord always acts up, and it is acting worse. So clearly I shouldn't have bothered.
It's so weird.
Sorry, I didn't mean to disconnect right in the middle of your answer.
Opportunity, and then I
So this is it. I mean, looking at the sort of hang on, so I'll go back to the other scene. I was trying to flick scenes on the fly there. Looking at where you first get the rarity constellation, which is rank 1000. You can get a rarity constellation. This is a bit of a catch-22, really, because you get a rarity constellation, but the only one that matters is legendary. Essentially for retrieval, maybe super rare if you're looking for it, but no one's using the other three. So essentially, it is another little bit of another little spin of the wheel to try and get the ones you kind of need. But obviously, the more you get, like top rank gets
5.
10. But what did you get again? Sorry, Jenos, I missed that. Diagnosing stars' problems.
Yeah, no, I went 0 for 5. I think I might have gotten 1 purple Dragon Ball, and then I think I did the skill constellations and got a few of those. So those are helpful to narrow things down, since eventually you're going to run out of the ones that we got from the achievements and then from the I'm sorry mail that they sent to everybody.
So you can get skill ones from rank 250. So if you want to push a little bit more on, I would see them being more useful than the rarity pole stars, because I say that narrows it down a little way. And you don't want the command one, but you've got a better, it's still useful in some degree in getting that crew that you want. In some regards,
like my next retrieval, I think is going to be a Dark Empath Troy, and I need a command or a med to really narrow her down with my current pole star, so that's helpful.
Yeah, now I'm trying to think of because I've been loving the crew retrieval thing, layering everything down with pole stars, and it's thinking about
all those fancy.
It's almost more fun to try and work out what's going on with I'm just trying to think about the crew that are so generic that it's impossible to narrow it down are almost more fun to work out than the ones that are easy. Someone like Brax-ton or whatever. Captain Scott or Lenara Khan, really garbage crew, but it's always a bit of an intellectual exercise to be what do I actually have to do to... Oh, that's hard. I don't want to bother with that.
I'm having trouble hearing stars. Do you hear him?
I can hear him fine. Are you having trouble your end? We're having all sorts of technical problems tonight.
I can't.
All good on my end.
Let me...
You're both coming through to the stream, so if you both just talk to me... All right.
and then you can relay it
that's right. Let's pretend we're having a feud of some sorts.
I'm in the middle of the screen as well, so it's quite... He said this, but she said that.
I'm going to pop off real quick and try it again.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
No worries.
No worries. Okay. Sorry, I'm just quickly adjust my layout here.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything is going wrong. So there's some interesting stuff going on the ranks. Let's move on quickly to... We'll come back to the crew retrieval stuff, because I've got 21 constellations to open, which I want to do on stream, and I've also I want to do a retrieval. I've got all the quantum leveled up, and I also want to show off the data core's absolutely amazing retrieval options that they have on the website. So we'll go on to that a little bit later, but let's first have a chat about this week's crew. Which I kind of need Jenos to come back, because my Discord layouts are all over the place. Right, it was easier back in the days of Skype, because I could all pop you out. There we go. Here he is. Right, let's go.
There we go. The man of the hour.
Here he is. Bring yourself in here. There's always a technical problem every week. There we go. Perfect. So, just announced, literally today, was the announcement that in a couple of weeks there will be the event which you can get Fal-Tor-Pan Spock? Fal-Tor-Pan Spock. And following that on the Monday after the event, you can also get Anxious Kirk. And together they shall form the fusion of Reunion Kirk and Spock, which is in celebration of of William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy's birthdays. And this is actually quite, in my eyes, quite fantastic, because we don't get Fusion Crew that often. It's a bit of a weird way they've done it, but then so Spock's only available in an event and Kirk's only available in a Tuesday. Now, if we look back to previous Fusion Crew they've done, the 1-0s, okay, not everyone's favourite, but just part of the subject matter, were Tuesday exclusive. Indignant 7 was a Tuesday exclusive. I don't know about Mutated Paris. I think he came first and then they fused them after. Was that right?
I think he came first. Yeah, it was because I think it was a bit of a mistake that it got found out afterwards. They were like,
Yes.
"Oh yes, you found out about this fusion that we put in the game." It's like, well, here it is. It's a thing you can do now. So I think Mutated Paris and Captain Janeway both predate Salamander Janeway.
Yeah, exactly.
Sally Jane.
So yes, it's not unprecedented for a fusion crew to be part of a Tuesday thing because that's monetization. That's what they do. But yes, this is quite a nice crew to bring for their birthdays, and it's actually in a surprising. What's the word? Sort of a surprising amount of cohesion between their birthdays and actually a crew you'd want that might actually be semi-decent because that's nice to see. And that's kind of the thing I want out of a Star Trek game is something that actually relates to Star Trek rather than just like, here's Scotty and Spock and Orion Trader.
Well, the thing is, we talk about iconic crew all the time, and this is probably the most iconic you can really get. Like Star Trek 3, like this moment is up there in the lexicon, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is
and I can also give you my professional opinion that in a game of like over 1,000 cards featuring several homosexual characters, this is the gayest card in the game, reunion card. Because the way Kirk is looking at Spock like that, I'm sorry, it's really gay.
It kind of does have a bit of a goofy look. Let me just blow this up.
The thing is, it's like I'll be able to report back like properly.
He has a very goofy look.
That is
He's got a goofy face. But it's like that's what he looks like. Honestly, during that scene, he really does just kind of look at Spock like that with that goofy bit. But I like that. That means it's more heartfelt, like rather than because like I'm not one of the Discovery haters. I like it, it's fine. But I do find that the way that they always do tears, where it's like a single tear, like very clinically rolls down the cheek, is always a little bit much. I like more. In authentic shows of emotion like this, for example, as well.
Yeah, you've got the history of.
It looks
Kirk
a bit
Spock,
goofy, a little bit stupid, but it's like it looks legitimate,
Yeah, and you've got the history of Kirk and Spock, and there's kind of a bit more sort of precedence for him to, after sort of 3 seasons of them being the captain and the commander, to then being friends, and then kind of like this emotional. You're back from the dead. I'm so happy. It's
Your name is Jim.
Your name is Jim. The classic Spock, Jim. It's a callback.
Yeah, you have to say it as if you're like chewing on a chocolate.
Anyway, let's talk about this Spock, because this Spock is available not this week. This week is Mira Culber. We'll briefly refresh on him in a minute, but next week is, and push the right buttons on the thing. No, we don't want him. We want him. Fal-Tor-Pan Spock is going to be the skirmish reward, so makes things a little spicier. It's not a case of send shuttles. This is going to be, you're going to have to work for this crew. And especially if you're going to do what I want to do. Yeah, a lot of pew-pew if you've got those pew-pew crew. I have a plan that I think is probably stupid for me to reveal on air, but I reckon I'm not the only person that's thinking
Would
this.
you say it's goofy?
It's not very good. Well, no. This is logical and well thought out, which is appropriate for the time. I want rank 750 because I want 2 of them. Why do I want 2 of them? Because I want one for the fusion and one for the
fuse and one to
Because
that's I think a lot of people are going to be doing that. I feel like
exactly. Even though, okay, he's only Voy 160, but I say only, like, that's still pretty decent. Side dip is worn. He's like an all-around average card, but he is a Spock. Like, so it's worth having any Spock. Like, I've got a 5/5 Colonar Spock. I didn't bat an eyelid at doing it because it's Spock. Like, there will always be room for Spock.
Yeah.
It's true.
We'll,
and someone
you'll definitely get some rewards out of him.
Yeah, someone actually pointed out, and they think it was something that I, for some reason, hadn't even thought of. That reunion, Kirk and Spock, is going to count for both of their events. That's going to be a monster event count, because Kirk is ridiculous, and Vulcan's had 2 megas, and Spock has his own bevy of events. Like, that's... If they have any kind of like decent base or voyage power, you're looking at a bit of a monster.
Absolutely. I mean, just from the outside of, say, the show outside of...
If they threw a Burnham in there as a triple fuse card, then wow.
Kirk Spock
Yeah,
and
no,
Burnham.
it's just Sulu rushing in so he can touch like Spock's like chest. that's what it is. Legit, like everyone like gathers around them for the final shot of the thing, and like Sulu, for whatever reason, just like touches Spock on the chest, and it's like, okay, mate, all right, sorry, George.
Was it the chest?
It was the chest, legitimately.
Okay. that was the I think it was the 15th take when he got it right.
Okay, I'm sure I've told this before, but have you heard that story that DeForest Kelley told about being directed by Leonard Nimoy on Star Trek 3?
No, please go on.
I think it's the scene when they're coming back from the Genesis planet going to Vulcan. And I think that like aged up, black-minded Spock is like lying down, and he's like pretty much comatose because he hasn't got a brain. Spock's brain. It happens to him more often than once. It's that old thing of like, Spock's without a brain. It's if I had a penny for every time this happened, I'd have 2 pennies, which isn't that many, but it's odd that it's happened twice. And like DeForest Kelley has to like basically do like a little bit of a monologue to Spock's like like not unconscious but comatose body essentially. And DeForest Kelley swore that he was trying to direct him with his eyelids because Leonard Nimoy was the director. And it's like I don't know if it's true versus DeForest Kelley being a suddenly old crotchety bastard, but I want to believe it's true.
50-50, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Believe it.
But no, he's, Vulcan collection for those that haven't got him, and you're planning to 5/5 him because he's a Spock. It's a decent-ish card to get. Not exciting skills-wise, really. He's got the med, which is similar to Seeking Spock, which is interesting, but...
Yes, he's actually at least 12 ranks. I have to do auto skill chroniclism here. So this was his plan all along. He's only 12 ranks apart from Seeking Spock. In some ways, he's a little bit worse because he doesn't have like a high number 1 base for anything. Because like there's a number of Stein number 1 bases for like for Spock. There's Seeking Spock, and then there's EV Suit, which everyone has, and then there's a Science Officer, and I think one other one.
There's a lot of
and
Spocks.
His med is number 2. Yeah, a lot of Spocks. But he doesn't have any number 1 base. He doesn't even have like the number 1 diplomacy base. That's Colin R. Spock. I honestly feel like even though it would have been arguably a worse skill set, he kind of would have been better suited being diplomacy based number 1. Number 1 for Spock, maybe like a 25 or whatever, because that would at least made him more unique. But as it is, he is what he is.
He is the Spock equivalent of Mobile Doctor. He is fusion fuel. And depending on the stats of the reunion Kirk and Spock, which have to be better, like this has to be a knockout crew to be worth it on the scale of Cheesecake 7. Someone you will want to get no matter what. Like if it's worse or if it's kind of equal, it's a bit of a 1001 situation, which I will do it because fuck it. But
they turn into a 1 skiller with dip. That's it.
Oh yeah, that'll be the killer. Well, no,
but it's like a 2000 base.
Yeah. It'll be
It's
interesting.
ludicrous.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see the skills of Anxious Kirk and see if they meld a little bit more, because we've got some med in Fal-Tor-Pan Spock, we've got some psi, so I would imagine Kirk will have Commander Dip no matter what. What else?
Hey, that's the thought. So if we end up getting a bit of med from this Spock into that Kirk, and then the reunion card counts as a Kirk variant, that will technically be the first Kirk with med, right?
Yes.
Whoa. And then you get a dupe of that and you run an all Kirk voyage.
I think you can have an all Spock voyage now because this is only the second Spock with med. Is that right? Am I correct?
Yes, you could already do.
Not counting dupes.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So this is like the first sort of all. You can have an all Spock voyage if you are insane and want to do that.
I think there is like is it Roy Kirk who I think is the Spock like nutcase? I think
he is. He has.
I would love to see that.
Commented in
his
chat
Chad
saying,
is mentioning it.
Yeah, he has said all Spocks must be immortalized. Skycap has said Catra and Catra. What is Catra?
See, why isn't Skycap on the show? She's way funnier than I am.
You are both absolute delights. Listen, we are going to have Skycap's moment when we come to the charity stream, which actually I want to briefly cover because we are now another Tuesday without an honour sale. So keep an eye out for the Tuesday. There is an honour sale because we will have our charity show following on. where we will be supporting Child's Play. There will be donation links coming out, and we will have our guests coming on. But Skycap is coming on sort of more to the end of the sort of 6-hour run that we're planning to do, probably at the 6-hour limit, knowing what us and our tangents, where she will be sacrificing her honor sale to pull 100 random per gold. So I'm very excited to see that. So that's something else you can come and see on the charity stream coming up. So thank you, Skycap, for sacrificing your honor for us, even though I think I know why.
Now, I don't know if it's cruel or not, but like, do we think we're going to get a Shinzon in 100 random?
Well, we
I
can
imagine
only
we
hope.
must, right?
I hope.
Like,
so.
law of averages dictates we must get a single Shinzon.
There must be a Shinzon. Speaking of absolutely terrible crew that no one should own ever in the life of the game, hey, there's been an art update. And bearing in mind, I was actually wondering if they were ever going to do art changes again after Adira. I was thinking, oh, they don't like it when they change art. Like, let's never do it. But actually, no, they're still carrying on, getting rid of some of this terrible art. Century Martok, or 23rd Century Martok, if you want to use the proper title and not the abbreviated new WRG title they use exclusively for Crushers. 23rd Century Martok has received some new art. He has a sword covering half his face, so I can only imagine that J.G. Hertzler only licensed half of his face for recreation out of Klingon makeup.
Not quite. Do you actually know the reason why like Martok is blind in one eye? Do you know the reason for that?
Wasn't it from the prison?
No, J.G. Hertzler is actually blind in one eye.
Is he really?
Like,
I did not know
yes,
that.
I think it's either a birth defect or something that happened as he grew older.
Wow.
But even when you first see Martok in season 4, like when he has both eyes and he's the changeling, he's still blind in one eye.
Holy moly! Did not know
and so
that.
when they brought him back for the Dominion prison camp, they were like, are there any changes you might want for your character? And he's like, can we just like maybe like give him I blind him here so that like because I can't see out of this eye anyway. And so I really love this art because they preserved that eye loss.
That's true. By
covering it with the sword, which is also an incredibly authentic TOS Klingon look. Like this is way more authentic to what TOS Klingons look like than the previous art did, which was TNG Klingon but in crappy TOS costume.
Let me see if I can do a side by side. But
it's fantastic art. It really is. It's still terrible though.
Oh yeah, no, he's not a great card by any merits, but yeah, well, that's the thing. He's a collection magnet, and he's also, I don't know, this has turned him from I would never take him even if he was objectively the best choice to I would take him over some objectively better choices because I love a good bit of art.
With Costume Party coming out, he is now in he is costumed. He is now in 4 collections.
I did not know that.
Costume Party. I can't speak Klingon as well as Auto can, but the Klingon collection, and he is also Timelines Originals and Valor and Combat, which maybe will get expanded in the future. But if anything, if you're looking at a Behold and it is all bad options and he's in it, that might persuade you to take him over anything. He does have a little bit of gauntlet use as I've sort of been playing around lately. Not very good, but he gets an occasional 45% here and there, which is...
Yeah, he's got a decent dip. He's kind of like Roman and Picard in that respect, yeah. But it's like looking at... You put them side by side, the difference is night and day, and not just because... Now that Auto's mentioned it, I can't unsee it, is the lighting on some of the older cards where it's like really heavy orange or blue or green. Like it stands out really brightly, especially compared to the newer one, which has really realistic and like kind of moody lighting. Like it looks really cool.
Yeah, it is much better. And part of the fact is a bit more authentic because the classic Klingons did not have the new Klingon ridges.
The forehead ridges, yeah,
exactly. You know, and it's a little bit more authentic. I think, with Tomalak and who's the other art that got changed? I forget now.
Blood of Jedzia.
That's right, yes.
Jedzia.
I don't miss... I think after a while you're a bit jarred at the change, but then after a while you don't miss it because it gels in with all the other crew so nicely.
Yeah, and it's like people have like, I have said people mentioning it's like, oh, well, isn't it the same as Adira where like you're changing the art on the thing you've invested it in? And I think that there is probably like intellectually a truth to that, though. People have like taken these cards to Behold, spent like, dealing event packs for them, competed in events for them. And that's the intellectual thing. Realistically and like emotionally, fuck that old art. It sucked. I'm glad it has a new art, and the old art can burn.
I think there are cases for that.
Yeah, like it's purely an intellectual thing of yes, you are correct. However, fuck that old art. So,
But like, I think it comes to the point
Stephen
of like
Reed in the chat wants to know who's next for an art update.
Klingon O'Brien. It has to be.
Yeah. Well, no. See, the problem is that Klingon O'Brien just looks like that because
He looks like
serious.
someone just brushstrokes in paint.
Yes. Do you know what? I'm full of trivia this week.
Okay.
So when they did Apocalypse Rising is I think that episode, where like Worf, Sisko, O'Brien, and Odo have to infiltrate this Klingon like tournament so they can work out if Gowron is really a changeling or not. And Michael Dorn was like really excited to see everyone have to go through the makeup process that he had to for the past like 7 years. And Avery Brooks complained a little bit about the teeth because they are quite intense. Rene Auberjonois, R.I.P., was a complete champ about it because he's already had the Odo makeup. Cole Meany, from what I understand, complained like an old woman and absolutely hated the makeup to the point where Dawn was like really like sad that he'd even like wished this upon them. So yes, Klingon O'Brien does look like that because probably Cole Meany was like, I want to get out of this fucking chair. I'm a fucking movie star. Get me out of here. And it's just like, that's just kind of what Klingon O'Brien looks like. I don't think he looks wrong. Whereas like 21st century O'Brien, 21st century Martok and they kind of just looked wrong. They didn't look like they were real humans, as it were. Well, I say real. It's all a fictional TV show, isn't it?
Didn't look like the real Klingon. Just like Shakespeare in the real
Klingon Odo.
Klingon Odo, yeah.
Oh, Klingon Odo is what we're missing, yeah, because we've got everyone else, and I would love Hair Down Worf, but
It has been a while since we've had an Odo event or Odo card, has it not?
I'm sure they'll throw Trader Odo at us again, or Stranded. They love throwing those cards on there. But yeah, no, Klingon Odo would be actually pretty cool, and he'd be a collection crew. He'd be a
That's true. Yep. Klingon, costumed.
Probably costumed as well.
Yeah. But this is it, right? Okay, so this is the discussion I've kind of been having with a few people. Is like, is now it's kind of shifting from like, oh, I'm looking at the top voyages for my beholds to, well, actually, if I complete these two collections, I can get, okay, plus 1%, but you're getting over everything, not just one card. You're getting like the extra, not 200 points on a Voyager. You're getting 3 points on everyone, Gauntlet, Voyagers, shuttle bases. So I'm kind of, even in myself, shifting my perspectives from I'm looking at the top Voyagers to I'm looking at finishing these collections because that improves everyone. And that's sort of an interesting discussion to have. Like, where do you put your priorities now in a Timeline's world where we're getting a collection every month that improves stats? Because that was our worry. If you remember conversations we had months ago where we're just like, oh, some will just be Vanties or they won't do mad on the stats. Well, no, they'll be going mad on the stats and it's great. It's making us think about the game in different ways.
It's that old adage of, water rising rises all boats equally. It's a case of, if you like immortalize Lucon and he tosses out if you immortalize Lucon and he throws out EV Suit Spock on your voyage, you're gaining, maybe 40, 100, 200 points. I don't know what the exact percentage is. But if you hit a notch on a collection and you get plus 1% on your DIB, your command, your sec, that is going to boost every single person on your voyage equally. And that is like, I don't know the exact mathematical breakdown, but it's going to be a much over a long period of time, especially over multiple voyages, you are going to see that increase way more.
And it's not just the Voyagers, it's the Gauntlet, which is the thing that gets me, because like you see in the amount of people that post up, it's like, I lost by 1 point, I lost by 2 points, like, I lost to a crit here, and it's like, you get those collections, you're just going to edge up that more, and you're going to be winning more and more Gauntlets, so it's affecting everything. And same with like faction events, okay, maybe not for the big spenders, you're not going to get number one with a collection in your shuttle, exactly, you're going to be getting to 130k a lot easier. Yeah.
Just a little bit more fun when you're, this is a card collection game, and it's it's sort of like a game within the game, and a lot of the a lot of the crew that are, say, in the costume party collection are just more fun. They're your fun variants from a one-off episode of your normal crew. Like, I would love to take, say, Honey Bear Jadzia in a Behold, because she's in, not only is she in a Vanity, but now she's in a stat boosting collection.
Yeah, that's actually a really important part
She's
of it.
The best geologist in the game.
She actually is. She can identify rocks like no one's business.
Calcite.
The important, like, that's why we kind of go on about art so much, is because ultimately, like you say, it is a card collecting game, and when you go into your roster, you want to see not just cards that are good or cards that you worked hard to get, but cards that make you smile because they were in your favorite episode, or because they had a really memorable scene, or because Avery Brooks overacted that one time. It was great. Like you genuinely want to have like a moment where oh well, it's Star Trek. It's kind of part and parcel of the whole identity, isn't it? You can live with it. And it's this thing of like, if you can incentivize me into taking the fun crew over objectively better crew that I don't like as much, then you are steering this game in a direction that I enjoy. And I also feel like it probably helps, like, I know the term gets thrown around, like bored veterans quite a bit more, because it suddenly means that old cards that you've invested in for whatever reason, like, they suddenly gain value, and you're like, oh, well, I did make the right decision all that time ago. Or, it's nice to have that validation. It really goes a long way toward like keeping retention and making us happier with the game overall, I feel.
No, absolutely. And, looking... anyone knows me, I've done deep dives on crews and sort of looked at various combinations going, how can I best optimize my roster? Like, I was looking at the Holodeck Enthusiast crew. They're all Holodeck Enthusiasts. They're all costumed. If you finish the Holodeck Enthusiast, you get another costumed crew. You get Lucille Davenport for nothing. So I was just like... that's quite a good investment. Like, this, if it depends, you've got to look and see if you can hit the tiers, but it's, like, I'm now thinking that instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to send out another voyage. And I think with this and crew retrieval, it's kind of looking at that more. What people were complaining about was, is there any longevity to this game? Like, people were thinking, okay, we're going to get this massive RPG mechanical, we're going to have some use for the crew. And I think when Ben came on the last time, he said, okay, this is a card collecting game, and that kind of nailed... it kind of nailed the sort of theme of... kind of sort of solidified it a bit in a way that Wicked Realm games have not said before, saying, this is card collecting. So this is why you're doing this. This is why you're playing events. You're getting these cards for these Star Trek moments. And having things like having things like collections and goals for Gauntlet and goals for Voyages and goals for future events sort of reinforces that notion a little bit more. Anyway, do you guys want to hear a funny song?
Well, unfortunately, I because I am a prepared co-host, I've glanced at the show notes, and I know you can't play the song, so no, I'm going to say, yes, I do want to hear the song, but you can't play it for me, can you?
I cannot play it for you, but I can link it in chat for people to listen to after the show.
Yes, there you go. That is the correct grammatical structure for that sentence.
I posted it in chat. You can also find it on the forums as well. Longtime friend of the show, and he said if we say his name 3 times, he'll write a song for us about any subject matter. But he has written the Brax-ton song, which we requested a few weeks ago. Please go check out. It's absolutely brilliant. I've put a link in chat. It's fantastic. We don't want to get copyright struck again, so we can't play it. But no, it is absolutely spot on. That guy is an absolute genius for taking any concept, and he's the Weird Al of Star Trek, of the Star Trek world.
Yeah, it kind of is, honestly.
Yeah, because it's literally it's like taking Gangster's Paradise and turning it into Amish Paradise. It's just turning the Gaston song from Beauty and the Beast into Brax-ton. And it is fantastic.
No, he's an absolute titan of a man, and it also it brings back a lot of good memories as well, because I think me and Otto have both sung the Picard song a few times on the show, and it's it brings me back to that time in my life when it was looking at Dark Material, and it's I don't know if you guys ever saw there was a version of the Picard song that was put to some kind of PC mod that had all Star Trek characters in Sims.
Oh wow.
And I was seeing them do dance moves and stuff like that, and they were on the Enterprise and stuff like that. I was that it just brings back lots of great memories. This kind of fan content is awesome stuff. I think it's really cool.
No, it's fantastic. He's done some other songs as well, so I think he put a link to his SoundCloud, so check out the other ones. He's done some good work, and he is a significant actor in his own right. He's been in a few Star Trek fan productions as well, so I think he was in the original series remake, and I forget the name of it, New something. Oh god, I should know. New Voyages, yeah, I think he was in some of those as well. So yeah, check him out. He's done a very
one musician and actor, traits musician, scoundrel, hero.
He did. I was watching one of his videos on YouTube the other day. It was Star Trek 09 in 79 seconds, and I was creasing with laughter. It's so funny. So go check that out. Check his stuff out. It's absolutely fantastic. So, at some point in the future, we will have an honour sale, won't we? I hope. Ben has promised March.
We hope.
So,
God, we hope.
Yeah.
God, we hope, because I've got a show planned, and I've already had a stress about time zone changes, which are apparently happening this week in America. Good Lord.
God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did until
So
like 2 days
before we
ago.
continue on to like
Okay, go on.
Before we continue, Roy Cutt points out, going back to the question of what crew should get an artwork change, the Duras sisters could definitely use it. Lust looks terrible.
Yeah.
Now, I don't find it a coincidence that a lot of the crew that people are saying, oh, they look awful. It's the Klingons, right? And all it reminds me of is that bit from Generations, when Geordi wakes up in sickbay after being rescued from the bird of prey, and the Duras sisters are watching through his visor, and the first thing they see is Beverly, and obviously you can't see it's just her face, and you know, like Gates fan was like, it was and is continues to be an absolute bombshell, and they just both go, human females, so repulsive. Oh, and it's like, different standards of beauty, my friends. Except that Klingon women and men look a little bit different. We all want to dunk on the actual uggos of the game.
People saying get shy porn on the show. I have been
Dunking
trying.
on uggos.
Because that's what we do for a living, don't we? We look at the card art.
Hey
and go,
man, if I can't dump on people like me, then what else can I do?
Exactly. Takes one to know one.
Aww.
It's all self-deprecating, don't worry.
We have an honour sale incoming at some point in the next few months. And Ben said end of March. It could be any one of these Tuesdays. Honour sale starting on the Tuesday, so if it's not next week, it'll probably be... Generally, Wicked Realm Games' pattern is if they're going to announce to do something, like collections, it's nearer the end of the month. But not the end of the month that leads into the next one. So I kind of would say... If I was to hazard a guess, I would say possibly the week of the 23rd. For Sod's Law, it'll probably be the week of the 30th, so it's technically March, but we'll see. So we do have an honour sale incoming. We don't know what format this honour sale is. Stars, you've got a few thoughts on what this could be and what kind of like the impact on the honour community. The honour accruement has been.
Right, yeah. So this is sort of like a bit of an ongoing issue, and I think me and Otto, and I think you, Idle, have also pitched in on this, is that... So like the first time the honour sale popped up, it's like, oh, this is a really cool little feature, but it didn't have like the Behold plus Sight like deal, which is like the solid gold standard of like Timeline's offers, as it were. And the second one came along and it added that deal, and now everyone has had a taste of that, and it's kind of ruined honour as a currency, because you look at a bit of honour and you're like, this can only go towards that if you're a min-maxer, which. Let's be real, majority of the people still playing this game are, because that's a lot of the fun of the game is maximizing through stats, right? But WRG has gone on record saying that they don't like the hoarding, and I can kind of see why. And I think that their approach to honor sales now is more... It's less like it was, where it's a case of, hey, get in the game and get all these crew that we could then sell you more copies of later. It feels more like an obligation on... maybe something that they didn't feel like they had. I would imagine that if they didn't know that people were constantly calling for this, they would be like, we're never doing another on sale again, because it just ruined the economy. But this feels more like an obligation than anything else on their end.
Yeah.
And I feel like the chances are high. Obviously, I don't know. Like, even though we've talked to Ben, like, we don't have any insight into what they have planned. But if it were me, I think I would probably just own up to it and say, hey, this is going to be the last time. This is messing with our game economy. We think that it hurts the player experience to have you hoarding honor for 10 months out of the year. And just go over it, and then we're going to switch over to something else. Now, what that something else could be, maybe discounted prices in the honor hall, a complete rejigging of how honor is accrued and spent. I don't know, but I feel like this honor sale is going to be probably the last big one, and then we're going to see some kind of change, because I don't think WOG wants this, and I think that if people are being honest, they don't want to save honor for 10, 11 months of the year, blue ball yourself, only improve crew through event wins and lucky premium pulls, and then have 1 month where you get to go crazy. Like, yeah, that 1 month is great, but it makes the rest of the year suck comparatively.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, like you said, sort of reiterating what you're saying, like, we love the honor sales because it's the best chance of using all this currency, but they have ruined our perceptions of honor because of that. And, like you say about blue balling, it's like, I want to do something. It's like I'm sitting on 1.4 million honor. I've been saving it for a while. I bought packs to save it, and I feel that's kind of like a negative association with the currency to just be sitting on it and not doing anything with it. I'm not engaging. Like this is the one thing that people, developers want. They want people to engage with the game. Well, stretching out, like, yeah, okay, like you say, I can see them doing one last honor sale like they did previously to kind of say, let's do it. And I would love if they said, this is the last one we'll do like this. We're going to do something different in the future. And I'll be like, brilliant, do something different with honor, because at the moment it's a one-trick pony and I'm getting sick of it sounds like a horrible term to say, but I'm getting sick of hoarding it, but I'm also... It's not making me enjoy the pull. I'm pulling a Dr. Pulaski to turn her into 100 honor. Jenos, please.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I mean, we as a game community right now, and it's unfortunately it's the developers' fault, is we have an unhealthy relationship with this currency because they've given us that taste, and now no one, unless they're immediate gratification fetishists, are going to spend it. What I would like to be able to do is hold on to maybe 200,000 honors. That's 4 sites at normal price in case I get a really awesome 1 out of 5 from a Behold, from Crew Retrieval, from an event, or a merit poll, whatever. And then I want to spend 50,000 honor as I accrue it on a crew that I want to site up. That's what I want to be able to do. But now it's the only way you're advancing crew is just like you said. You're getting from a Behold, from an event, from a 390, from a 490. Maybe you get a citation if you're a paying player and you're doing the campaign. That's the only way you're advancing crew, and it sucks. I want to go back to being able to spend honor as I make it.
I mean, you look at
that's a really good way to put it. Actually, like being able to spend honor as you make it. Yeah.
Like if you look at the VIP Zero crew and the people, the free to play players, like they are, they are hoarding honor, where they should be spending it in sort of encouraging ways in the game. Like, don't get me wrong, like a lot of people saying, like, oh, do you hate honor sales? No, we bloody love them because it's been a fantastic set of value, and the reason we've been saving a bit. It has led to an unhealthy obsession with honor to the point where maybe I would have bought a pack like deal thinking this will increase my honor count, and that's not good for me. Like, I've bought it and got, like, say a 10 for 10 and got absolutely rubbish out of it. I've not felt bad because I got rubbish. I felt good because I got honor, and then I sort of backed off and thought, no, that's not good. I want to engage with the mechanic, not just increase the currency. That's pulling me out of the Star Trek world a little bit.
Yeah, and it's also this thing of like when you look at the honor hall and you look at cards like KLS or like Beverly Picard, and it's like you can make your arguments on how useful Beverly Picard is, but like these are really good like cards that are unique and you can't get many other way, and especially like KLS is like such a cool card like on his own merits, even despite the fact that he's still an amazing like in-game card. Most people would be like, well, I can't spend 100k honor. I couldn't possibly. I would need that for the honor sale. Like, I could get God knows how many things. Like, that is a really unhealthy way to look at it, and it's not good for because imagine if you really liked KLS, but every time you went on the Reddit or the forums, people were like, "Oh man, but you'll regret it when the honor sale comes along." It's like it's not healthy and it's bad, and like you said, it is the developer's fault. But I think that it is the fault, and I don't think we can blame them too heavily for it, because I think they underestimate, as developers often do with video games, just how crazy people will get when it comes to spendable resources. Yeah. Like, I don't know how many people around here play JRPGs. Maybe in the chat there's more people, but in the JRPG thing, there's always this thing of, oh, I need to buy all consumable items, but I'll never use them in battle. What if I need them for the final boss? And then you get to the final boss and you won't use any of them. Yeah. And it's like, I got to the end of the game with 99 elixirs, and it's like, okay, well, what did that earn you? Well, I had the satisfaction of knowing I could have used them if I wanted to, but you never did. Like,
right.
Gamers will always min-max the fun out of something if they can, because it will lead to longer-term gains, and that's fine. And I think developers need to be a bit more aware of that, of how gamers will react to their mechanics and the intrinsic relationship there.
I wouldn't even say it's a gamer thing. I would say it's a financial thing because anyone that you own house or own property, or you're paying your rent, you're paying your bills, or anything like that, you're already in a way playing a game with your own income because you're min-maxing it to the best ways, unless you're completely irresponsible, in which case, good luck to you. But you're saving a certain amount to do this, and then you kind of go, well, I can't do that because there's this coming out. So it's it's not just a gamer thing; it's a fundamental part of life, because Honor is tied to premium packs, which doesn't apply to the free-to-play world, but for the people that do buy packs, you're now associating Honor with real-life money, and you're probably doing those little conversions in your head thinking, well, I did pay for packs for this, so I should get the most out of it. But I think looking forward, going forward, let's do one last Honor sale, because enough people have been saving for it. All of us, combined have been saving our hundreds of thousands of Honor.
I hit the big 1 mil the other week.
Did you?
Congratulations.
Well. No, congratulations. That's an achievement.
I think I got my last bit of Honor from a 1-star Ensign Chekhov. So auspicious beginnings.
25. Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
What a way. But I think looking forward, and especially they've got this new retrieval system. If they came out and said, okay, we're going to put a little thing in the Honor Hall, you can get a rarity constellation for this amount of Honor, or they can sort of integrate this new system they've got with Honor, and then sort of flip the dynamic a little bit. And I'd look at it and kind of go, okay, I think after this Honor sale myself, I'm gonna not save up as much, and because again, I'm not engaging with the system. I'm now looking at the begolds in the Honor Hall for 45,000, going, that seems like a bit more of a once a month fun. Because I want to engage. I don't want to wake up, do my dailies in bed, go to work, and never touch the game again. Because, that's kind of what it is. Now they've done the 1 scans a day, and I've got tank shuttles. I literally turn the game on once a day, and occasionally, if I'm doing Gauntlet, I'll turn it on again. But it's limited a bit, and I want to sort of, think... Yeah. I want to think about things a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that most people would react pretty reasonably if they just came out and said, "Hey, this part of the game economy has been kind of ruined by this thing.
Yeah,
we don't want to ruin your fun, so we're going to run it one more time. But in the interest of transparency and honesty, we're going to say this is the last time. We're going to work on something that comes in its place. Just a really clear and frank statement of we think this is better for the game going forward." And barring any mess ups, I think that would come along pretty well. Obviously, people would be annoyed that you wouldn't get the whole min-max value, but I think that most people would after a little while go, actually, you know what? It was really hurting my satisfaction with the game to just never spend citations and never get to use them where I want.
Look at once a month buying and I used to do it back a couple of years ago, buy a 50k site. And then sort of save a bit more on buy a 50k site, and I was engaging with them more often. But like you say, I would love the transparency of them to say, this is the last one, or we're going to do it differently. Or even if they came out and said, no, we are going to do another Honor sale like this. I would like to kind of have a little bit of their plans for Honor, because it is kind of they've solved credits. Credits are now a lot more useful. They've fixed scans. Scans are now a lot more useful now. Kind of merits are a bit in that kind of middle faction. They're not hurting anyone. They're okay. They're used for Gauntlet. They're used for merit pulls. A bit of a tertiary use, but Honor is kind of now a bit of a toxic currency with how they. I would like for them to come out. Maybe next time we have Ben on, or whenever, or in the next Q&A or whenever, or in the statement, just to say this is our plans for Honor moving forward.
Yeah. They've made the lithium less scarce since they did the campaigns, even the free. The free track still gets dill, and now with the new event rewards, everyone's getting dill. So,
and they've even increased kind of the relative spending power of dilithium, because now all your premium packs will go toward a behold. Whether or not it's one you actually want is another matter, but that does increase it from a straight drop. It's they've made a lot of good changes for
390s, 490s.
Exactly, yeah. They've made some really good steps toward it. It's the case of Honor is kind of that one last thing where it's sitting in the corner, not doing anything for 11 months of the year, and I feel like it's in their best interest and the communities if they just address it in as honest and forthright a way as possible. And it's I think that the community can have both the community and the developers can fly off the handle at times, but I think that this is their chance to really sort of like rein it in and be like, okay, this is how we're going to approach this, and just be reasonable about it. And I know that people are like, reasonableness from a video game company, it can happen if you try. I believe in Ben.
Listen, when he can come up with a cipher that lasts more than 6 seconds in the chat, then I'll believe in Ben. Oh, bless him. Bless him. He does try it. Anyway, okay, let's talk very quickly, because I need to go and relieve myself at the nearest available facility. Stars,
shocking.
EV Suit Worf is an LTO. Bye!
So, I saw this was in the... I saw this was in the show notes before we started, and I was half expecting Idle to just, like, hit the roll tape on my Dilla side again for the 4th time. I feel like it would be on show. So I'm glad that's not happened. So, in the end, like, I try and be as, like, I don't want to say sage, because that's, like, upping myself. But it's like, I want to be as zen about this as possible, right? It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had with a video game, is watching all that dill flood out the gates for no EV Suit Worf. But in the end, you know, you play the game, you get the prize, or you don't. It's a game of luck, and I had to make my peace with that. So while it does rankle a little bit to see him in the LTO offers, I'm just glad that if people want him, they can get him for a decent price point that is not 25k deal. So, yeah. And Jenos, I think you have exactly the opposite experience.
Yes, I had almost the exact opposite experience. So I got him on my... I was ready to Dillicide as well, because I love First Contact, and, you know, his skill set was awesome. So I got him on my 4th pull. And then later, I actually did just a screw it pull, and I got a 2nd star. And then I sighted him up. And lo and behold, he also appeared on the second last day of the Davos sale, and I had 20 million credits at the time, so I was like, I can run the last day as well, so I went ahead and got a dupe. And then, of course, my last day was Joseph Sisko, and that's terrible. But, you know, from my perspective, you know, I definitely would have bought another star for my first copy if I hadn't sighted him up. You know, short-sighted perhaps. I used those sights, but you know, I like the idea of having him available. It's definitely a short time frame between when he was a 6-pack and when he's an LTO. I don't know if this is the shortest time frame we've ever seen, but it's short.
I think there might be someone else who is... Yeah, Carlos, I think, was the other one I was thinking of. There was also High Roller Cisco as well. High Roller Cisco, the window between him coming out and then appearing in that campaign was relatively short as well. So thinking about that kind of helped put this into perspective.
Medic Reno as well, going from a Tuesday pack to a giveaway, especially for those of us that spent quite a lot of dilithium.
Reno. Well, the thing is, at least with all of these like cards, they're at least worth duping. Like, someone in the chat asks, 10F Loki asks, EV Worf seems like a more event/collection friendlier barrel, and you are correct, good sir, or madam, or however you identify. The Klingon EV Suit Collection, that's a good one. Like a Klingon EV Suit Collection, amazing event piece. I think Worf has had like 6 events in the past year. He's got 1 or 2 traits that are decent. I think he's got like Marksman, which I really still like the idea of using that for an event or a Omega. I think that could work. His shipability isn't as good as Bowles, because Bowles does have instant damage, but no one's using them because I think it's a cloak trigger or whatever. More than 3 traits.
Triggers are garbage.
Yeah, triggers are not triggers are not part of the meta, so we don't talk about them. And also, he's just one of the coolest crew in the game. So, if you want to pull the trigger on the $10 LTO, just know you did better than me.
Okay. We weren't going to spend long on that.
My voyages.
I just wanted Stars rant on that. That's the only reason I brought it up on the show.
And then you disappeared for it.
It was a tamish rant. I mean, it wasn't an auto level Suspiria rant, but it was.
I don't really do
like a tier 5 rant.
What a shame. Okay,
but that's the daily use. That's fine.
Daily use.
I would watch it every day.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we've spoken about Fal-Tor-Pan Spock. Also coming up next week, because we're now dealing with 2 weeks worth of crew, and this is quite... it's great that they're giving us advance notice, but it's messing up my brain a little bit. Next week, you will have, in a skirmish event, Mirror Montgomery, Scott, second Psi, Super Red Crew. It's fine. We can talk about stats all day. He is in the Mirror collection. That's all you need to know, really.
A +1 purple mirror. I mean,
Exactly.
+1 purple mirror. He's got decent voyage stats. Like, also, it's just cool to have. Like, we're missing on, I think, 1 or 2 maybe now of the actual Mirror crew left. There's only 1 or 2 left that we haven't got.
Oh, I don't know,
Got them
actually.
all now?
I think so.
We have the entire.
Oh, we don't have Mirror Kirk's Floozy, whatever her name was, who was sitting in his with the Tantalus device.
I want to say Marla, but that's not. That's from the car. That's from
It's
Spacey.
not. It's
No.
the exact same character type.
Essentially. Well, no.
yeah.
Well,
Davenport. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Kayla.
this is
fine.
completely unrelated to anything, right? But I want to give you an image, or maybe more like a visual. So Montgomery Scott, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with the conception of Montgomery Scott, but James Doohan, who plays him, is not Scottish. He was Canadian, but he was very good with voices. Like, he did, like, I think 80% of the voices for TAS, the anime series. Yeah. And when they were conceptualizing Scotty, they were like, well,
Marlena Morrow, thank you, Auto, in the chat. I thought you were sleeping off your migraine. Get back to bed.
It's a TOS bombshell, of course. So when they were conceptualizing Scotty, they were like, well, what do we want him to be? What nationality? We want this to be a bridge of all the nations. That's why you've got, like Uhura and Chekhov and Sulu. And Doohan suggested, let's make him Scottish, because there's a lot of Scottish engineers, like Alexander Graham Bell, for example. And I can do a relatively decent Scottish accent.
Can you now?
I would have. Well, it's iconic. You can't say it's not iconic. I would have loved it if they had gone into the Mirror universe, or if Mirror and Montgomery Scott appeared and he opened his valves and out came like a really heavy Irish accent. Or something weird like that. Just some kind of like, wait.
Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian would have been good. I would have been happy about that.
Yeah.
Apropos of nothing, I just thought that'd be a funny visual.
It's good. I always find, though, the sort of contradictory point with Mirror Scott, Mirror McCoy, Mirror Kirk, Mirror Uhura, that they have the Mirror Universe tag. Okay, technically they are, but they aren't from the Mirror Universe. It's a bit of a... Okay.
Yeah.
You could say this is the Mirror version of. It's my little nitpicker, but they are.
Well, it's the exact same thing with Mirror Burnham and Captain Killy, where, like, in-game they'll be either the character in disguise or not, depending on what... Because now we've actually seen Killy and Mirror Burnham, like, they are very different to how they were put. So it's like... It's fine. I just want to make sure we get an updated version of Killy and Burnham in the game.
I need that new Killy. I need that new Killy in my life. That's with this the gun raised and the little fuck you expression.
Yeah. I feel like it's got to happen. There's a lot of stories.
Right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like Mary Wiseman does such good work in season 3. I'm also informed by DC Pilot that Scotland is quite verdant. I don't know if anyone can verify that.
See, if we're gonna have Scotland on, we need Seven to come back on the show, which I'm kind of hoping she will be back on the charity show, possibly. Another guest we have lined up. We've actually
at this rate, you're going to promise everyone's going to appear. Like Leonard Nimoy.
We are
going to appear as well.
10 hours long.
So literally, the show is going to be starting from 5 o'clock GMT, and I think it's now, fuck me, daylight savings time. I've been so struggling with that. But 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern daylight savings time, whatever the fuck you do over there. It's 5 o'clock GMT. All right, work out yourselves. And I will be going on till whenever I pass out. So we could be here. We've got guests coming on. We've got, Jenos, you're coming on as well at some point with Seven and Sky and a few other people. Stars, I
hope so.
People are going to be here forever. So we'll have a lot of fun with it. They're going to be. We've got people from SSR. We've got people from J coming on. The equals J equals, they're coming on. We've got all sorts of guests from all over the cosmos of timelines. We may have a little appearance from some Wicked Realm Game staff as well, just a little tease. Okay. This week's crew, not the week after's crew. Gonna have to get some terminology. We briefly spoke about him last week. In hindsight, now we've had a bit more time to process, which is the good point. Guys, what are your feelings about Dr. Culber? Jenos, you weren't part of the discussion last week. Are you gonna, now you know that a fusion crew is coming in a skirmish event, are you now gonna gun for Culber?
Yes. I am. I think I have the crons to do it, and I've done a lot of pre-farming, so I definitely want at least 2 copies of Culber. There are so many bad mirror golds, and he's a good one, and a very good one. So I need at least a couple copies to get him started, and I think he's going to get sighted up with the honor sale sites. Almost certainly. And look at that stance, the red uniform. He's brandishing a phaser. And look at, Sec Med Psi is
very
awesome.
nice. It's a nice
Voyage
card.
ranks right around the top 100 is awesome.
Like I wouldn't say it's exaggerated and say that like Mirror Culber is like the exact kind of card that I want in the game. Like I don't want him every week because then I'd have to compete every week. But like that's the kind of card where it's like great art, great skill set. I will use them. He has collection value. Like he's not all things to all things, but it's like that's what I want out of this game is cards like that because it's just everything. I love it.
The ironic thing is he's brandishing.
He's going to slot in.
He's brandishing a phaser, but he's in the Do No Harm collection. I feel that's a little contradictory. And he's a Mirror Crew.
Well, Mirror McCoy, I think, would have already crossed that boundary.
Yeah, true. They do a lot of harm.
Hey, man, it's all relative. Do no harm as long as you kill them at the end.
Yeah.
You end the suffering. There you go. That's the oath satisfied.
See, we said his name and he's appeared in chat. Shireporn. I do love that they made the Mirror medical uniforms red so that the blood won't show. That's practical, I think. That's quite...
It is just practical.
Yeah. Shireporn is
I think like Discovery is just full of really good costuming like that. Like every costume has so much thought put into like why it's designed like that. It's like it's compared to Jake Sisko's butt seat like shirts, like it's so much better.
That Mirror 2-parter in season 3 is possibly some of my favourite Mirror uniforms. On top, like possibly just underneath the Enterprise in a Mirror Darkly 2-parter, but it was so good. Like there was some real good Georgiou moments and she sort of elevated her from I'm not worried about a Section 31 show to I need to see more Georgiou on television, like instantly. Yeah. I need more of her because she went from like a one-note character to being amazing and actually brought in a lot more Mirror Universe crew and added a lot more depth to it. Yeah.
I also have to say, like people give like Sonequa Martin Green like guff for her acting for Burnham, and like you know what I think that 2-parter showed more than anything else that people's issues with it are not so much with the actress as with some of the writing choices, and you can have a discussion about that. But
proper Mirror
Burnham's pure, unbridled psychopathy. Like I was watching her like have that like bug out breakdown. I was like, you could play the Joker, madam. You could easily play the Joker with that kind of just unhinged energy. It's so good.
She would make a good future Harley Quinn, possibly. Maybe, more on the Joker side of things, but yeah, that's you're right. Mirror Burnham was reaffirm me of Sonequa Martin Green sort of acting abilities, just sort of
acting
like
chops,
exactly. It's like, oh, you are good. Like it's worth it. But yeah, no, Michelle Yeoh in that 2-part was fantastic. Sort of lent a bit more sort of depth to just the I'm an emperor and I'm a bit brutal, and like her scene with Culber is like I would poison your kids just for the sake of it. It's like, no, you're all front. You've got that little element of do you know? Right, I heard a very good theory which I would kind of like to become true. So, season 3 Discovery spoilers, but well beyond it now. So I think we can do that. So obviously, Guardian comes up, transports in the Mirror Universe. She comes back, and then she goes through to go to parts unknown. What if those parts unknown were to become Prime Georgiou and then discover Burnham?
Whoa.
That's a theory I read.
That's some incestuous shit right there.
I read that and I was just like, I could see it. She's just looping
weird.
her own life, and then she would die at the hands of.
That's a bit weird. That's weird even for Star Trek.
That's really interesting.
Looper kind of levels.
You can take it in any direction, but it's like, I like that they gave her more depth than evil, boozy wine aunt. I appreciated that.
She was better than Osira, who kind of started to become the Discovery Season 3, kind of like when she was sitting down with Admiral Vance, who needs to be a card right now, and having the sort of discussion, she went, I want peace, and that whole kind of topic was about like, oh, you're not just a one-note villain, and then she turned into, a one-note villain and then just got shot through the head.
Now, I have to point something out here, right? That it's like, oh, well, you just developed into overdeveloped villainy. I think that has a lot in common with the Lorca reveal in season 1, and I know that people hate that as well.
Yes.
I think that if anything, this past year and certain political developments have shown that is more truthful than people would actually like to admit.
True, yes.
Because, like, I loved how it was like, oh, yeah, I'll make all kinds of sacrifices for my people. I'll for the sake of peace in the galaxy, I'll do all this thing. Turn yourself in.
No.
But that would affect me.
Yes.
That would be bad for me, for this person. No. And I feel like that tracked way too hard. And I feel like people like, that's unrealistic. Nope, it's more realistic than you give me credit for.
Yeah.
As Admiral Vance would say, it's shit.
This isn't a Discovery podcast. This is one premium exclusive, all-natural show about Star Trek timelines.
Yeah, but we're having too much fun. Anyway.
Without any MSG.
Stars.
No MSG.
Stars. Your favourite man is holding a baby. This is, okay.
He's holding...
I'm very happy because this is the first probable in-game appearance of Molly O'Brien.
Yeah, it is.
Unless there's a variant of Chief O'Brien. Oh no, Bridal Cake. No, let's not go there. Anyway,
Whoa.
Let's...
Mid-Worf. Right, carry on. Moving on. Med Command Psi. It's a Worf with Psi. Look at that. Did we talk about him last week? I can't remember. We got quite drunk and talked about all sorts of stuff for 4 hours. I actually do not remember what we spoke about.
I missed the end of it. I don't know if you talked about him.
He's holding that baby and looking at that baby like I wish you would look at me.
Oh, that's right.
So I think I did say that. That's what I think. Yeah, so we did talk about him. But he's worth talking about again. So Med Command Psi. So first Worf with Psi, which is amazing. I'm hoping for like a Psi Command parallels Worf in the future. If he were like 150 voyage ranks better, I would be petitioning him for like tier 1, tier 2 in the big book. But as it is, he's like voyage 192, 197, something like that. And so he's only really going to be useful for faction events. But fuck it, Midwife Worf is in the game. Fuck yeah. That's all I'd say.
So let's just break this down.
That's awesome.
Of the two of you, probably Stars get preference here, but Jenos, please weigh in. What Worf variants are now not in? My personal one is going to be Mudbath Worf, but that also precludes the existence of Mudbath Loaxana, which I would also love, but I know some people are not Loaxana fans. But guys, what Worf variants are not here yet?
Loaxana.
So there's still Parisi Squares Worf.
Parallels Worf.
Yeah, Parallels one. We don't have Lieutenant Junior Grade Season 1 Worf in the red.
Oh, yeah. With the gold sash that got nicked.
Yeah, exactly, with the old TOS style one. Yeah. Mokbara Worf is an excellent choice. We don't have Commando Worf from Chain of Command Part 1.
It's funny because if you talk about any other crew, like, you know, aside from sort of the main captains, like, we think, right, Pulaski, we're tapped out on variants on her, or Troy, not many more we can have, like, but Worf, like, it's endless. There are so many Worfs.
I think partly of that is, like, I think it was in Insurrection. They were talking about getting Michael Dorn back off the DS9 cast. And obviously people like to say that, like, in DS9, Worf got treated with more respect and more writing. And I feel like that is actually correct, but I don't feel like they did down Worf on TNG because they didn't.
Oh, have we lost Stars again?
Oh.
In the middle of a Worf rant as well. Oh no! We'll give him a second. He'll be back. He'll be back. Runner. What's your favourite Worf, Jenos?
All right. Can I just? Yeah,
go for it.
My favorite. Yeah, I definitely. Now that EV Suit Worf is in the game, I'm pretty excited about it. I think Skycap says in the chat, Human Worf from Far Beyond the Stars.
Oh, yeah. What was his name?
Basebalo Worfo. I don't remember his name.
Am I back?
You're back.
He was supposed to be like Hank Aaron, basically.
There we go.
The catcher from the Dodgers back in the day. I can't remember his name for the life of me. The guy who started just after Jackie Robinson.
Stars, you'll know this. Who was far beyond the Stars Worf's character?
Oh, I actually don't remember his name, but I do remember he had an amazing red suit. and there's this moment where he's leaning back against the counter of Cassidy Yates's restaurant, and he's like making eyes at like three girls over by like the corner seat, and I was like, nice.
Did you see the Michael Dorn post recently? And he does this every year, and is like, yeah, Picard season 2 is great, but I've been pitching a Captain Worf show for 15 years. I'm like, yeah, we know, and yes, we want to see it, and no, it will never happen.
It will never happen.
We want to see it.
George
We really
Takei
do.
was flying that flag for 20 years. Willie Hawkins, that's it, yeah. That's a good, like, 1950s name. That's a very good 1950s name. Yeah, sorry I dropped out there.
It's a baseball name for sure.
It is. Yeah, you know what? I want him to have, like, 2 variants. I want them to be, like, standard red suit, and then I want him to be a baseball card.
Well, it opens up for a Far Beyond the Stars collection, definitely. Has to happen.
Oh, we still have tons of cards still to come from that. We still need
2 Worf variants in play ball.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd actually be really good, because Buck Buckey's in there.
Yeah, 2 Worf variants. Yeah.
What's the other one? What's the other Worf variant in play ball?
Oh, what you could? Oh, just saying that Willie Hawkins would classify.
That's true. Yeah,
we get a second play. Yeah, Worf variant in play ball.
Hey man, he's a baseball player. You can't get around that. That's what happens when you have a fetish for baseball that permeates all of your 7-season sci-fi show.
Yeah, I suppose me not being American, I don't sort of have that love for baseball, but they do. Well. I did go to America. I've been to America twice. And I did ask to go to a baseball game, and I never got it. I think of all the sports, if I was in that climate, then baseball would be the one I choose. But there you go.
And you know what? The chat is like spitting out all kinds of really good. Oh, Chips Wolf would be good.
Chips,
and then it's like he's in that like it's like a traffic cops or whatever like show.
Oh, Michael is he?
Dorn, California Highway Patrol.
Yeah,
actually, Michael Dorn was in Chips, was he?
Yeah,
was he?
And
really?
like I think that'd be a really cool non-canon Wolf, because we already have Mash Odo.
Timeline's original. There it is.
I was going to say more Timelines originals. You could have assimilated Worf, or you could have non-canon medical uniform Worf, just like you have Blue Picard from Tapestry.
Oh,
go nuts! Why not?
Yeah, I would love that Picard. That'd be great. Anything from Tapestry. What's her name? Not any
Marta.
Marta, and who is the sort of the redhead sort of kid?
Oh, Zweller, Courtney Zeller.
Yeah, Corbin Zweller.
Yeah,
that's
he's
the one.
a dweeb.
Wow, that's some recall right there.
Because we have Flores Q.
Okay,
here we go. Fusion card. Picard in bed. Q in bed. Q whispering in
I've already
Picard's
immortalized my Q Hefner. Damn.
Oh, kudos.
It would be the one, yeah.
Kudos to you for coming up with that phrase, Jenos, of Q Hefner, because nothing is more appropriate than Q in a dressing gown. Just the best. Okay, where are we? So that comes off the crew of the last time. There is a brief discussion to be had about. There is a new ship. We don't usually talk about ships because it's usually such a wet blanket. And this week
Let's
is
be
no
realistic.
exception.
There's only 2 ships in the game. There's the ship that you use when you first start, which is the Constellation, and then there's the Kraton.
And there's the Kraton. Oh, there are some other ones. I have fun with the Valdor. Anyway.
That's some tier 3 barking right there.
There's some fantastic barking.
Yeah, that's my dog. Excuse me. I'm gonna use the restroom.
Bark with me if you're my dogs. Woof woof.
You can get a new ship soon. The Harrad-Sar, which is in the game, which I had to really think and work out what the fuck that is, because I've never seen that ship. But apparently I have. It's in Season 4 of Enterprise, and I was speaking to Otto about this. He's like, how could you not know? How could you not know this ship? I'm like, what? It's like, it's the episode with Navarre, with Maris, with Dinesh. I was just like, oh, okay, of course there's the episode with all the Orion women. You'd know it.
So, like, Season 4 of Enterprise, everyone, like, heralds this as think, fucking Christ, Bound is, like, the worst. It's so bad.
I need to rewatch it. I think Voyager and Enterprise, apart from Enterprise Season 1, which I used to watch to go to sleep when I had insomnia, but literally, I had a long play VHS tape which had the first 6 episodes of Enterprise. I used to watch it, and that nothing else would send me to sleep. That would. So I know those first 6 episodes of Enterprise fine, but anything post and anything Voyager is kind of my weak spot. So yeah, that was definitely one of them. But yeah, I had to memory alpha this and go, is that a Hirogen ship? Is that something Voyager-ish? But
Is this Hirogen?
It's a potato.
it is absolutely a
Yeah,
potato.
it kind of does look like a... Okay, but you know what I have to say? I do love that, like, the Orions decided that they had to have, like, an embossed finish on their ship. It's only going to get destroyed when you get shot up by, like, Torellian pirates or whatever. But kudos for having your pimp ship. Kudos.
So let's have a rundown. We still don't have the Enterprise C. We still don't
Nope.
have any kind of Excelsior.
Enterprise
We don't have
B.
the Enterprise B. We don't have. We got the Prometheus, which was quite cool, and we got some Nebula
Got the
class
Nebula
stuff.
finally. We don't have the Akira.
No, or the Steamroller.
Norway.
Or the Norway. Well, those are a bit more niche to First Contact, but then again, less niche than this.
Yeah, exactly.
Starship
I imagine
choices
that the
are
amount of people who
weird.
have played Star Trek Armada or whatever, like,
Yeah.
is way, and have used them as destroyers or Star Trek Legacy, is way more than people who are like, oh, I really love that Orion ship from Bound.
No, like you
I'll
wanna-
be
really
like, I have like a display case full of like Star Trek ship models back here, right? I don't have that Orion ship in there because I had like 100 issues of it and
Unput
never
the
came
dogs
up because they knew no one cared.
Yeah. There are. Oh. Hey, I think he's gone to sort his dogs out.
Bark with me.
Hey. Their ship choices are bizarre. Like, I get they want to
Well,
encompass
we
all
didn't
of
get the
Trek.
Enterprise E for the longest time. It's like with cards; they can't just spend all their their good stuff in one go.
But who's buying ships? Who's buying those ship packs?
Well,
Someone
I
must
will
be,
admit to having
but-
bought one. I bought one ship pack once, so I
dare
could
you.
finish off Pike's USS Enterprise.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
Fair enough. And then they released the campaign and you could get it for free. So you are having the worst luck with this kind of stuff, really. Stop buying stuff. Seriously.
Whatever decision I make the opposite. It can only work out well for you in the future, gentlemen.
Exactly. But I don't know. I think when I think of like Trek and the things I grew up with Trek with, and especially like it is Starfleet ships, and I can understand why they wanted to sort of diverge out into the other stuff. And I would even see like them doing the La Serena was a great choice because it's topical.
What is the hero ship of that series? Yeah.
Exactly, but this that I had to sort of I know a lot of Trek, and this was a bit like, where is this from?
Yeah, it's an esoteric pull to be sure, but
Sorry, guys.
that's all right. You
Okay.
have to apologize.
Right.
Like,
My
So what-
landscaping people are here, and the dogs are barking at them.
You're manscaping or you're landscaping?
Landscaping.
Landscaping, not
mowing
manscaping.
my
That would be
yard.
very awkward to have on stream.
No.
Right.
Yeah, I would have rescheduled them.
Okay. Right. So, I am going to open a ton of constellations because I've been saving them up, and I want to do some retrieval just to kind of show off, not just the retrieval
I'm
system.
excited about this.
I am excited about this because I want to see what I
Should
get
we count?
out of.
I can't
I
wait
think we
for
should guess how
20
many
human
human
Polestars. Yeah, there we go.
Starfleet. Yeah, human
So I've
Starfleet
actually got some
Federation
good
units.
constellations that don't have human in them, which I'm going to show you now. Let me do this. Right. So let's go to
Alright,
my
let's
inventory.
see.
And you know what? I am still going over to the top right from my inventory and cryostasis. Every now
Me
and then
too.
I go over here and
Me
I go,
too.
Yeah.
it's taken me a long time to get used
It's
to
gonna
this
take a while.
manifest. So let's have a look. I have a ton of constellations. The other part of this is I'm going to show off the data core's new retrieval function, which is absolutely fantastic. And I can't really do this. So I've got some good crew here. Look at this. I've got 21. I have got.
How can we look at it? You're not streaming it.
I'm not sending
Yeah.
it to you, so you will have to watch the stream like the plebs. I do apologise because it'll mess up my layout. So the first
You
off,
just want to artificially inflate the view count.
I do.
Alright. So are we going to guess what you're going to get?
Okay, so I have that's a good
Yes,
idea.
let's do
Okay,
this.
so let's
Okay,
start with
yeah.
the rarity
Went to the wrong
constellations. I have 2 rarity constellations from the last event. Let's
wrong
have a
Okay.
I'm going to open
I'm
these. I've
gonna
got
bet rare.
Yeah, okay. Jenos,
He's going to get a 5-star Dragon Ball and a
Ooh.
1-star.
give me that
5
Dragon Ball.
and 1.
Okay, first one open. Let's have a look. Oh, yes! It's a legendary. Okay. Second one, number 2.
Waiting so we can't
Lucky
see.
number rare.
Cool, that was lucky. Like 1 in 5 chance. Like, come on. All right, let's have a look. Number 2.
You're going to get a common one.
Oh, it's a rare. You both win. Look at that.
Wow.
1-1.
You
Okay.
use that to retrieve nothing.
I will never use that in the history of the game. What? Wow. What a way to earn rank 300.
Well, to be fair, I've talked about this with people, and it's like, you know what? There is actually a use for that, and that's for newer people who are playing Nightmare Mode or who have like some kind of grade that they need for the common collection that is constantly eluding them. There is some use, I guess. That's
Okay.
the only consolation I can. That's the only consolation I can give for your bad constellation.
Okay, let's go for the bad card,
what you did there.
good constellation card. This is Chancellor Gorkon, Klingon, diplomat, politician, cultural figure. What am I getting?
Politician.
Yeah, politician.
Ooh, both politician.
Oh.
Let's have a look.
Jinx. Let's go.
Cultural figure. I'm so sorry.
You owe me some coke.
Damn it.
All right, General
Should've been the Bone
Martok.
Club Polestar. Damn.
General Martok. Klingon, duelist, tactician, diplomat, veteran, politician.
Tactician.
Politician again.
You guys have to fight against each other. It's not fun. Oh, it's the diplomat. Oh, that's nice. Yes, I will have a
Oh,
diplomat.
that's actually a really good one.
That's
Well
a
done.
good
That's a good
one. Right, I'm just trying to
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Okay,
Guaranteed diplomat.
guaranteed diplomat. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but you know what? This means that he can't go. Is this a diplomat? Because they'll all be laid out.
I will show that early. Okay, Salan, geneticist, physician, Vidian, brutal survivalist.
Get Vidian.
Brutal.
Brutal Vidian. Okay,
Okay.
it is brutal. Yeah. Okay.
Always bet on
That's
brutal.
a good one. That's
Okay.
a really
Who
good
else
one.
have I got that's not one of the?
It is actually really helpful for narrowing it down in certain pools. Like I know that when I made Protomorphosis Worf, I had to use Brutal Starfleet, and that narrowed it way down.
Okay. Vulcan diplomat. Oh, sorry, Ambassador Sarek. Vulcan diplomat, cultural figure, communicator, Federation telepath, ambassador. Risk of Federation.
Communicator.
Ambassador.
Let's see what we get. Spin that wheel. Ambassador. Look at that.
Well done.
Ooh. Okay.
Ambassador, but not diplomat.
Yeah, that's slightly worse, but that's not too bad. Okay, who have I got that's still not human? Neelix. Let's have a look. Okay, Resistance Neelix. This is quite a lot. Civilian, Talaxian, Mylian, Crafty, Saboteur, Smuggler, Undercover Operative, Resourceful, Chef, Ambassador, Courier.
You're going to get my Leon.
Mylian.
Courier.
Mylian or Courier. I don't want either, so...
Yeah, I know you don't. That's why I said it.
Civilian. I will take Civilian. I have...
Alright. You know what? Courier would have
Courier's
actually
a
been
good
relatively
one.
useful
That
if you
helps.
wanted to retrieve Homecoming Burnham.
In
Eventually.
the future,
Or
possibly.
Booker.
Okay, let's take a risk on emotion chip data. I'm opening all of these, so it doesn't matter. Emotion chip data. Android, Starfleet, Federation, boo, cyberneticist, resourceful, musician.
Musician.
Starfleet.
You motherfucker. Oh, it's Starfleet! Shit.
Yeah!
God damn it.
Nice one, stars.
No one needs it. All right, let's go these in order. Alan Adale, human, Starfleet, cyberneticist, Federation, costumed, musician, innovator.
I'm sticking with musician.
Innovator.
Ooh, interesting. I bet it's fucking Starfleet. Musician!
You know, that's not bad.
That's not bad. That's good. I like that. Okay. Bill's right. Bashir. Human, Starfleet, Federation, all three I do not want. Desperate, costumed, yes. Physician, engineered. Engineered's not a bad one, actually.
Engineered.
Physician.
Ooh. Desperate. Did I say desperate? I think I did say desperate.
Desperate's not bad.
Desperate's not bad. Yep. Okay.
good one.
Bridge Officer Troy. Federation, Starfleet, human. Oof, this is bad. Betazoid, empath, counselor, or caregiver. I think I collected all the caregivers after the caregiver mega. Sorry, what did you say?
Zoid.
Okay. Betazoid.
Federation.
Betazoid or Federation. Oh, I suppose Dark Empath Troy. Starfleet. Ah! No.
Sorry.
Right. Just for everyone that's waning on this, I will be going to Datacore after this and seeing what I could have won. Captain Janeway
could have won.
Captain Janeway Constellation. Pretty bad one. Human Federation Starfleet Resourceful Gambler.
I feel like every Janeway should have Explorer, but they don't. Human.
They all have Gambler.
Ooh. Thank you, Jenos. I like your optimism. Human. Unfortunately, another human to grace the pile.
See, I'm crushing it.
We should be keeping score, actually. Christopher Pike. Starfleet, the best of all the Christopher Pikes because of the powerful hair. Thank you, DC Pilot. Starfleet,
powerful.
Human, Federation, ew. Inspiring, Explorer, Tactician. Yay.
Explorer.
Inspiring.
Ooh. Human. Ugh. Do you know what? Right.
I should have been more pessimistic, clearly.
I know that Ben came on and said came on the show and said this was equal. Like, I am sure I'm seeing more humans and stuff now. Anyway, Gary 7.
It's confirmation bias.
Human, hero, resourceful, undercover operative. 4 traits. Does Gary 7 only have 4 traits?
He used to have way more, I feel like, but they probably took them all out during
Operative.
the audit.
Wow.
Resourceful.
And you're going undercover operative. Okay. Hero.
Yeah.
Hey, you got the best possible one. Here's a great one.
Here's a good one.
I've retrieved all the binars. Anyway, Honey Bear Jadzia. This is a good one. Honey Bear
I shouldn't
Jadzia.
laugh at that.
Geologist.
Too stupid.
Hologram. Geologist. Romantic. Desperate. Trill. All good.
Trill.
Geologist. Be geologist.
Spin that wheel. Trill. Look at that. Okay, who's Trill? Who's Trill? Apart from...
Well, all the...
all
there's
the
Lenara
Daxes.
Khan.
I've got her finished. So I think it would have to be...
Arjun.
Oh, we've lost Stars again. No, Stars is gone. I'll wait till he comes back. We have lost Stars and Garters. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
I really wish I knew why Discord was acting like this. It's very strange.
It's strange. This is unusual.
Oh, yeah,
for you.
there is
Yeah,
Trill
it's being
Riker,
weird
yeah.
with me too.
Trill Riker. I've got Riker Adan done, so it would be
Odan.
like
Riker
AF
Odan.
Dax or something. I'd use that to pull for. Okay,
You mean
What if we
not Lenara
eventually we
Khan?
might get
I've finished
Will Burnham from season 3 of Discovery?
Yes, I would take that. Lenara Khan, I have finished. She's 5 of 5. I got her in a behold. So,
And when
human...
Adira joins the portal, you could use it to get them as well.
True. Oh, that's true. Yeah. EDF Adira would be great.
A wrinkle.
Okay, human Q. Desperate, crafty, scoundrel, astrophysicist, human. Human.
Scoundrel.
Human. It's going to be human.
Scoundrel, human. Desperate. I feel desperate's kind of on that lower end. If I remember for one of Namer's sheets, sorry, hang on, Stars, I need to get you on the stream. Your icons are spinning, Stars. Again, you might need to disconnect and rejoin. Oh, there we go.
Better?
We have an all sorts. This even auto's it,
I'll
not here.
start singing and dancing, and that'll do it.
That'll do it. Right. Caliphie Spock. We've only got 6 more. Caliphie Spock, Federation, Starfleet, Human, Vulcan, Exobiology, Astrophysicist, Duelist, Musician, Telepath.
Spocks are always good for constellations. They always have so many of them.
So biology.
Does he have artist?
No.
Even though he should. Okay. Vulcan.
What did you say, Jenos?
Exobiology. He said.
Exobiology.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said human.
Yeah.
Vulcan. There you go.
I'm trying to will you not to get as many humans.
I've only got 2 so far. All right, I think the rest. Yeah, the rest are human. I think. Right. Returning craft. Romantic. Ooh, human. Crafty. Resourceful. Pilot. Veteran.
Oh, pilot, of course.
Crafty.
Pilot or crafty. What do we get?
Crafty craft.
Romantic. Actually, that's not bad. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, Merry Men Crusher. Human. Starfleet. Federation. Physician. Costumed. Resourceful.
Hoping for costume for you.
Yeah.
Resourceful.
Resourceful. Okay. Physician. Okay, that's not bad. I can take that.
It's okay.
It's not. It's not human Starfleet Federation. I'm happy.
Yeah, it actually isn't. It's true.
Okay, last three. Mira Sulu.
Best chance of physician.
Get some positions.
Brutal, Terran Empire, Starfleet, Mirror Universe, Human, Duelist, Veteran.
An empire.
Duelist.
Ooh, interesting. Brutal. Yeah, okay, brutal. Yeah. Last two.
You
Rescue
need multiple rules
Team.
if you're going to get a bunch of Klingons.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Rescue Team Uhura. Human, Federation, Starfleet, Communicator, Resourceful, Musician, Marksman.
These are the lengths you have to go to make it so fun. Musician.
What did you say, Jenos? Sorry.
Federation this time.
Oh, Federation, you bastard. Musician. There we go. Yeah, I'll take it. Right, last
Good
one.
job.
Wrathful Khan. Excuse me.
You gonna die?
Nope.
Augments.
Villain.
All right, fuck it. Spin it.
Before you get a chance.
Resourceful. Fuck you two. Okay, right. So, what I wanted to show off tonight was... Okay, cool. Let's go into my retrieval. I'm going to do a retrieval tonight. Let's see what we can win in the prize pool. So, we have a fair few. I've got 3 brutal. I've got 5 Starfleet, 4 human, 2 musician, blah, 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 2 legendary. That's interesting, actually. Oh, do you know what I should do tonight? Because what I was going to do on the charity stream was... use one of my legendary pole stars and just dump it for a donation goal. Okay, now I have 2. I could just do one tonight for fun, and then do one on the charity stream.
Do it.
Will your quantum won't have regenerated by then, will it?
I may plug a little dilithium in for the sake of the children. So you know, I did work this out. I thought if I do one tonight and then have to wait for the charity stream whenever we have it. Yeah, I may have to put a little dilithium, but it's fine. It's fine. So I could do legendary. So chat, let me know. Would you like me to look? I'm going to look at the data core anyway. So let's do that now. Let me load that up on another tab. Let me import my settings, and I will look at what we could get because I want to show this.
I know it's impossible, but I would love you to load up that legendary pole star and just get the binars fused.
No, you can't actually. They're not.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you can't get them.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Anyway. If there was some kind of glitch where non-portal like things would happen, I would love that.
Right, let's close the game.
If you do the legendary, you'll get a discount on credits because your pool will be very large.
That will be very large. That'd be fantastic, actually. Right.
Oh man, but he needs them credits.
Right, I think it's this one. Here we go. Right, so here is my data core. Don't look at my terrible bookmarks. Anyway, there we go. Right, I'll stretch this out the window. Right, so Data Core has a new crew retrieval section. If you've not checked it out, please go and do it. It has some amazing features. So not just can you search all your crew that you can retrieve. These are all crew you can retrieve. You can show the crew that you don't own. And obviously you can sort by rarity, by the tier from the big book. And you can also click this little button here that says View Usable Combos. So if I wanted Lucon, I could use Civilian, Legendary, Desperate, Jury Rigger to get them. You can also search by crew that you don't... you can search by crew that you do own. So if you want to add a star, you can also search by unknown crew, own crew. You can set your minimum rarity. You can even set which collection you're going for, and it will show you here. Say for Klingon, I'm 51 out of 60, so actually I'm pretty close to that. Who can I get that? Who can I get that I don't own? Oh, Chancellor Martok, I could get another star there, or Protomorphosis Worf. That's good. The best thing about this is, if I go to just show all crew and just disable collections here, if I click this little button here, 38 to 38, I can actually disable pole stars that I own. So let's say I want to disable the rarity and my skill ones because they're quite valuable. I want to see what I can just get with the pole stars that I have. And let's just sort by tier here. And minimum rarity 5. I can get Julia Taylor. And if I click view, I don't have to use a rarity or own pole star. Skill pole star. I can use her. I can get her with Android Civilian Musician. So that's such a good feature. to sort of look around. And I've been a huge fan of this. Like, I'm loosely affiliated with the Data Corps, and occasionally I go over there and help them out, like just with the big book stuff. But like, I'm a huge fan of this because it's such a good utility for anyone that doesn't know. Go and look at
It's
this.
more buttons for you to push, and that's always a plus, isn't it?
I'm just a fan of anything that could break
but
down.
if you push the wrong buttons, you could get banned for 72 hours. Oh, wait, are we?
No, 24. Come on.
Or there's an even worse fate, which is if you push the wrong buttons, you get Englatu, and that's even worse.
Oh, I do have a Dosey Polestar. Maybe that'll be I tell you what. Okay. I may have to change my donation reward here. So, but just before I go back onto that, go and check out the Data Core for your retrieval stuff, because I think for anything useful, I mean, I've put my own sheet out for this kind of stuff. This is infinitely more useful because this whole kind of take out what.
Don't use my sheet, it's shit.
It's okay. This is better. Go and check it out. It's an invaluable tool, and I'd like to shout out. Damn. I'm not just shouting out the word damn. That is a player username. Ineffable. Chico Osiris. Flash. John J. The people that have been working really hard, and TA7 as well, the people that have been working really hard on this new feature for the Data Core, they've been doing some absolutely fantastic work. And if you are a coder or have any experience in programming and you want to contribute, have a chat with them. They're always looking for new people to contribute towards this project. There's plenty more things they can do with this. Please go and support them. They've done some absolutely fantastic work. Anyway, back to the juice. What should I do? Right, okay, let's...
The chat is suggesting Legendary Human Federation Starfleet.
Oh my god, I would...
Can we see what that pool looks like? I'm actually genuinely curious.
Okay, right, so...
Legendary.
Right, Legendary... Jesus. Oh, hang on, they'll be up at the top, though. There's Federation. I only got one of those. Human Starfleet. Right, so there's...
Oh.
Better start hoarding those Federation ones.
Don't use your only Federation one.
Yeah, what do you do without it?
You probably get a Federation crew if you just do the random Legendary.
So I've got a few immortalized here. Do you know what? The odds are pretty good. I don't know, there's a few Janeways I've immortalized.
Admiral Cartwright!
Weed whacking going on there.
That's alright.
Captain Pike Pulaski. I could get a Chef Riker. This is pretty good. I like this for let's do it. Right, chat. Okay, if everyone's saying Legendary Human Starfleet, I will do it. So please, chat, decide while I finish my drink. I can hear you typing.
Yeah, you can.
Alright, fuck it.
I have no bones about my cheating.
Wow, look how inexpensive the credits are. They're down to 3.75 million.
I mean, I have 39 million.
Best value.
So best value. Do it. Stephen Reed, do it. Nifty Mittens, do it. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is the worst I could get? This is exciting. I kind of like this.
You can get a Cartwright. That's, I think, like the bottom rung is what is that.
I could get a Vargas.
You're going to get an Achev.
Okay, let's do this.
What if you get another J.G. Palmer?
Okay, so what's the pool? 120 crew. I could get quite a few. I bet I get someone I immortalized. That'll be. But then again, the odds are looking good. Let's have a look. If I hit retrieve, okay, it's 100% in 1 of 5, no cost. Right, ready for this? Are you ready? My 900 quantum. No. This would not happen if I hadn't got that second legendary. Right, fuck it. Everyone send, do it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Ooh. Oh, I'm genuinely nervous. Vargas.
What do you get? What do you get?
Vargas. Wow.
Did you have him already?
No. Which is...
Then it's a net win!
Oh, yay! Wow. Oh, I can double him! Double the crew!
This is a Portal 63 level.
Well, at least it wasn't immortalized, but Jesus Christ. Oh, not Varas. And fucking Linus Paris is on screen just to taunt me. But other useless shit crew I have.
Wow.
Wow, Vargas. There he is in all his
really pleased.
glory.
This couldn't have gone better.
Right, okay. There we go. Anyway, that is Retrieval. Well, you've said Retrieval, but please.
does say he is Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad.
He is indeed. What a way to end
The
the stream.
soul has left your body. I'm so pleased. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to be done. You did that to yourself.
I did that to myself.
You paid 3.75 million credits and 900 quantum for Vargas. Well done.
Oh hey, I can refresh. No, not that one. I can refresh my quantum for my 90 dill, which I'm going to have to do if I need to. I'm sure. There we go.
You know what I really want now? I want you to do this again during the charity stream. When you
I think I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to have to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Chat, you have failed me dramatically. And on that note, we haven't... I just realised
you know what that is? I actually have to say, that was an AR-558 kind of situation.
I just realised we haven't talked about Cosmo Trait, the Tuesday crew, but do we need to? 2 skiller. That's some Gauntlet use. Anyway, let's end the...
He's set Psi, which is like way overrated in
kids.
Gauntlet, so, you know.
Yeah. Jenos, any final parting words before we see you on the charity stray? Sorry.
Thank you for having me, everyone.
Oh yeah, always a pleasure.
You've been an absolute pleasure, as always.
And we will see you next week. Thank you very much, Jenos, for coming. Thank you very much, Stars. We will see you next time. Ta-ra.